Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Fantasy Hockey Pucks podcast episode 103. I'm your host, Antonio Capso, alongside Ben Rutledge. And to get us started here,
everybody.
All right. Well, you can cut me off too, but that
no, it was okay. It was meant to be like you keep her going, and I'm just like,
just
introducing myself and
being
being like, what's going on, everybody, as you're like going
like,
through,
it's like DJ Khaled from like his song.
Okay,
like when it's like, okay,
sure.
Anyway,
it was but you get what I'm saying.
Yes, we start this one off with an age-old debate. What are the top 5 beers? So we're gonna get started with some honorable mentions. I'll let you go first. I think we both have some personal connections to these.
All right, so I have 2 honorable mentions here to start. One is my actual honorable mention, and then one is just a good story. So the good story, Miller Lite, was, I believe, the first beer I completed. Because let's be real, let's be honest. The first beer that you cracked with the intention of drinking, there's about 20 to 30% of you who did not finish that. Like, just be honest. And I was in that. Okay, I was in that. The first one I drank to completion was a Miller Lite, and I as well. First Packer game I ever went to. I'm a Packer fan. For those of you who do not know that, I don't believe I've ever actually officially said that on the podcast. So I'm a Green Bay Packer fan. Go Pack, go baby. Got them Love and Parsons jerseys hanging right there beside me. But yeah, so that was the beer I drank with my dad at the game. We had like 4 or 5 each. Got banged up a little bit. I just appreciate that one. And it was them big boys too. You know how like they have the like normal King can, but then they have those like even bigger ones.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
That was them boys. It was like those big old boys.
Damn.
But okay,
dude, that's like 2
but
full beers.
My actual honorable mention is the Soul beer. It's a Mexican beer. And it's the cheap one at the uni bars. It bangs with the lime. And I can get them quite often at dollar beers, and I've grown quite fond of them. So it's that simple.
Fair enough. I'd say my 2 honorable mentions are pretty similar. PBR was just that was the first year, like it was the cheapest beer I could get. So at our university bar that didn't ID, they were actually, I shouldn't say that. But anyway, but PBR was a big part of my first year. Let's just say that much. And the other one that I have as an honorable mention is Heineken Classic. Also the first beer that I ever had. So me and Rutledge had my first drinking experience was with Rutledge. He can go fuck himself. But my first drinking experience was with Rutledge. And then I had Owen Edward Hamilton, who used to be here for the Ozone, had his first drinking experience with me. And we both had our first beer together, and those were Heinekens. And we finished those, and then we had some rum and root beer, and I had half of mine, and he had his and all of the rest of mine. And God, it was a good.
Wasn't I there, buddy? I was there for that, dog.
No, not for Owen's first time drinking. No, you were there for his second.
I feel like I was when we watched The Wolf of Wall Street in your basement. Your mom called you at like 4 a.m. and was like, "Go to sleep."
Yeah, that was.
And Owen was buckled, and he kept saying, "Who put this blanket on me?"
I remember that, but no, the first time we had a sip of every single hard alcohol, because it was back in the time where my mom had like every alcohol in the basement. Like we had a big cupboard of like just all of them, and we're like, so nobody's gonna notice. So it was like we had like a sip, but it wasn't even a shot. Like it was a sip of like tequila, gin, vodka.
Oh, God. Damn, bro! And you're mixing. That's horrible.
Yeah, well,
that's not what you're supposed to do.
I just wanted to go to sleep. Hamilton was like up and like, oh my god, and I was like, hey, settle down. I'm trying to fall asleep.
You're like, calm down. Like this is
like,
too much.
Relax, boss. All right, but let's keep her going. Let's get into the real stuff. Into our actual top 5 honorable mentions are done. What's 5, Rutledge?
All right, number 5, Mill Street Organic. Not gonna lie, it was the beer that my parents had like a ton left over of, so I was just banging them in the summer. Come home from work, would crack one open, sit down, watch the Jays game. And I grew quite fond of them, They go down real easy. They're a pretty light beer. And yeah, light, cheap. It's easy, it's good. Yeah, number 5. What about you?
Okay, number 5 for me is the European classic. It's Stella. And
Stella Artois.
Stella Artois. And it's one of those where it's like, you know, anytime I'm out with my mom's friends, that's the one I pull out. So I'm like, oh, I'm not just like a domestic guy. Like I have some taste. Like, you know, like it's a little bit of a more expensive beer. It's a little bit up on that echelon of expense. So like I'm like, yeah,
extra 50 cents.
I'm dialed. I'm dialed. Like, do you understand? I'm on your level. Okay.
Oh yeah, I know that extra 50 cents makes a massive difference.
Dude, it's the European. It's the European. It like makes you look a little bit like, oh, this guy, he knows what he's talking about. You know, it's like a little bit more.
He gets it.
Yeah. So like anytime I'm around with like older folk with my mom's crowd and their executives, that's the go-to, Stella. All right, on to you, number 4.
1 second, just scratch my ear here. All right, number 4 is the good old classic Coors Light. You know, Jake had like 20 of these that he brought to the apartment at the start of the semester, and I would say it was in there with like Bud Light, Canadian, like just beers that like if I look at a menu and like I see them, like I'll grab them if there's none of my like favorites, like there's solid beer that I'll get, but like it'll never be my top choice. And then, you know, Jake had like 20 of them at the apartment. I would say I probably had a good 15 of the 20, not going to lie.
Damn. So you're just stealing beers out here.
Well, no. He was like, I don't want them. He was like, I was given these, but like, I'm not going to drink them. And like Jake and Ugam aren't really big beer drinkers. That's mostly me. So they're kind of, when they bring beers that are like free for all, I kind of bang most of them. And they grew on me, you know, just having more of them over time. They really grew on me. I would say. Become a good fan of them, and
people forget, man. Coors Light from Costco, dude. It's very cost effective. That and Molson.
It's got to be cold though. Got to be cold. Listen, most beers aren't as good warm, but there are some that you can manage. Coors Light is maybe the worst beer of all time warm. It is just horrific, especially when you've had about 2 or 3 already, and you're a little dry, dude. Don't get that thing away from me if it's warm.
Yeah, I agree. I'd say, okay, my top 4, I'm actually like, I love all of them for very different reasons. Like, I don't think that any of these are just kind of like whatever. Like, these are all great. So my number 4 is the Corona. Man, in the summer on the dock with a lime.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I don't think you can get much better for a summer beer, like on the deck. Oh, buddy.
Dude, give it to me in the golf cart. Give it to me on the push cart.
Buddy, dude.
You
like
know?
The first thing I
give
think
it
of
to me
when
on
I
the beach. Give it to me on the boat. As long as I'm not driving.
Dude, first thing I think of when I think of a Corona. I just clocked that. First thing I think of when I think of a Corona with a lime is Mr. Jack
Brooks, when he immediately dropped the beer right between the dock and like 20 minutes into people being at the cottage. Yeah. Still down there, by the way.
Dude,
still down there. Didn't get it. Told my parents I was going to get it and I never got it.
I'm thinking of Jack Brooks. I'm thinking of when I had a handshake agreement with Jack Brooks, who is, by the way, like a 250-pound male. Maybe more.
Buddy ate a screw.
Like, this is the type of person we're talking about. I looked
we
him in
probably
the
should have
eye.
name dropped him, and we're sorry that we name dropped you. But whatever, keep her going.
I feel like he does not care.
I know, it's just in case. Just in case.
Okay. But we had a handshake agreement. I was like, I'm going to drink you under the table, sir. And I ended up on the ground that night, and he did not. So
yeah, he did. He did.
Oh yeah, he actually passed out that night. Anyway,
part of it was he smoked a little bit. He smoked a little bit, which was part of it. But he was banged up. Like he was banged
I know.
up.
Like I put a number into him.
You definitely dented him. Like he beat you, but he was close.
Yeah, but man,
I just have to say I got him eating a screw, and I did the same thing with him. So,
dude, I remember we were on the dock, and we crushed like double digit on the dock, easy. Then we go inside for dinner with your dad, and I remember sitting there and being like, "Mr. Rutledge,
this is not good, bro." And you're like, "This is not good. This is not good,
dude." And then Brooks comes out of nowhere with this bottle of like rum or something. That's like he's like Jamaican rum, man, and I don't.
Oh, the Jamaican Estates or whatever it's called, Real Apple Estates. That's what it's called.
Yes, dude. He came out with that, and I was like, "I'm finished." Anyway, let's keep her rolling. let's keep it rolling.
My
What's your
number three, Corona. It's, same reasons. Great in the summer. It's an elite summer beer. Like, it's arguably number one in the summertime, but it's just, I don't really drink it in the wintertime, so I can't put it much higher than 3, but same reason. I'm a big fan of it. On to you.
All right. My number 3 is another European beer. It's a German beer, and its name is Grolsch. Now, this beer, it comes in a glass bottle that has like a reusable top on it, where it's like have you ever seen like those bottles they serve water in at restaurants that has like the clamp on it on the top?
The like thing you push out and it like flips open.
Yeah, that thing. It has the same thing. Grolsch has that on the glass bottle. It's a glass bottle and it has that top. It's just electric though. Just electric. Think like Heineken, but a little bit like less bitter, and it just hits the nail right on the head. Like, in my opinion, it's the perfect, like, sitting at home, I don't want to spill. You just have that. You can close it up when you're done with it, and then happy days. On to you for 2.
Fair enough. Number 2, got the good old Coors Banquet, the beer that banged me St. Patty's weekend. I got to give all the credit to Yellowstone. One of, I generally like to pride myself on not being someone who gets marketed to, who like gets convinced to get a product because I was marketed to it on an ad, something like that. Like, I like to think of myself as someone who goes after a product that like I feel I need, depending on how much it costs, level of research type thing, I mean, obviously to some degree you do, but like, fully own it. Coors Banquet only had it because it was in Yellowstone. Big fan of Yellowstone. Last year only. And I tried it and I was like, this is unreal. The yellow is sick. I love the can. The can really stands out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan of that, as weird as that might be. But it's just elite. It's just a step up of Coors Light, to be honest. It's just, it's in that upper echelon of beers in terms of price, as Tony mentioned with the Stella Artois earlier. And you feel that. You feel the richness. You feel, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. It's a great beer. I love it. And on to you for 2.
Okay, let's not try and act like we're connoisseurs over here. Okay, we're
exactly. That's why I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about here.
Let's see. I'm gonna hold something close to the mic here. Let's see if you can listen. Do you hear that?
I did actually hear that.
That is the sound of my number 2 beer, which is also the Coors Banquet. I think this one for me is just it's the classic. It's the reliable. You can never find, like, you're not going to find a place that serves a bad Coors Banquet. If they serve Coors Banquet, they're going to serve a good beer. And that's that. And on to you for number 1.
My number 1, I could probably and will probably get clowned for this. I understand that, but this is probably the most polarizing beer. And by that description, some of you may already know, but it's the Michelob Ultra. Yes, if you couldn't already tell by this list, I generally prefer the lighter beer. I'm kind of somewhat of a bitch. Like, I'll fully own that. But like, I like the beer I like and I go after it. Like, I wouldn't say you'd look at this list and be like, bro's beer taste is horrible. It's not like it's like Bud Light and Budweiser and like just a list of like, and PBR and like, you know what I mean? Like, it's got some decent ones in there. It's got some taste. It's got some like Mill Street Organic, it got a little hidden in there, but I'm a big Ultra fan. It's probably lightest one. So obviously easiest to drink, but I don't know what else to say. I'm a massive fan of it. It goes down easy. I can have a ton of them. And on to you for number 1.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't mind a Michelob, but for me, like, I kind of am the opposite direction to you. I'm a big boy.
I think this is maybe the most opposite you could go, to be honest.
Like, yes, like I'm a big fan of a nice thick beer. And that's why for number 1 for me, actually, the first time I had it was when I went to Ireland. It is the Guinness, the Guinea. I went to Ireland was it last summer? Yeah, it was last summer for a choral competition, as you will. And we ended up doing a lot more than just singing. If we're gonna be honest, spent probably as much time in the pubs as we did on stage, and tried my first Guinness and never looked back. Honestly, like it changed my life. If I'm gonna be honest, like the lack of carbonation just makes it so you can just really enjoy it and you don't feel it like in your throat and like in your gut.
Yeah, that would be a big plus. It's way too bitter for me.
Dude, you just got to get by that a little bit. Like the bigger sips, like you learn as you drink it, the bigger sips make it taste better because like the more liquid takes away from the bitterness. I don't know how to describe it, but like if you sip it a little bit, then it just keeps like the bitterness like sits on your tongue. But if you like gulp it down, it just goes down the gasket, dude.
All right. We'll maybe try it. Never, probably, but
buddy, I'm gonna get you to try it once, maybe this summer.
I've had it. I've had it. I just didn't like it.
Okay, but okay, but it is actually different in Ireland than it is here. Anyway, enough ranting about beer. We need to talk business now. Less drinking, more business. As one must say, let's drop the puck.
You're listening to the Fantasy Hockey Pucks podcast.
Yeah, how's
We're not dropping the podcast, bro.
What? Bro, what are you reading into? I'm not a woman. I'm not hiding signs, bro. I'm fucking face value. Why are you?
No, dude. The more positive route, you're just like, oh, Downey's a bitch.
All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Rutledge, how has life been? How is life outside of FHP and school?
It's honestly been pretty good. I'm gonna lock down my summer job, end of this week. We're recording here Wednesday night as we typically do. Gonna be probably locking down here tomorrow or Friday, so looking forward to that. First real, I had a corporate job last year, but just not the same, so on to my first real one. And so looking forward to that. Gonna be busy, gonna be certainly very busy from it, but looking forward to that. Otherwise, not much. Going to Queens this weekend, attacking Kingston with my girlfriend and her friends for the last time this year. So looking forward to that. Leave Friday, and other than that, not much. What about you?
I'm somewhat similar. I've cracked down on my plans between end of July and early August, at least. I've just accepted a role in the Croatian Opera Academy production of The Magic Flute on scholarship. So I'm going to go there, and they give me €1,000 scholarship to go and perform that role. And so I'm going to be in Croatia for a few weeks come the end of summer.
Good for you, buddy. Good for you.
Dude, I'm going to be honest, a little nervous. It's going to be my first second full opera production. I did one when I was a kid, but that was, I was a kid. It's different. But who knows, dude? I'm looking forward to maybe making some connections, maybe seeing if I can, get some of the German opera houses or what have you to see my potential and sign me on. But we'll see what happens, man. I'm excited for summer. I'm excited for golf in the first half of summer at least.
Oh my goodness, don't even get me started, bro. We're starting in April this year, by the way. I don't care if the course is a little wet. You know what we're starting with? We're starting with the range this year. We're in the range. It's cheaper. I'm gonna get a new set of clubs. And I guarantee you this because yes, you should.
I got some friends in high places, and by that I mean my mother, who's going to be funding the project to hopefully get me some better.
That's what I like to see, bro. I got some nasty clubs. It does make a difference, man, especially with what you're dealing with there. Nice little eBay clubs or wherever the hell you bought them,
buddy.
Off of.
My $50 club set is not doing it. And let me say, I was just hitting better drives when I was borrowing your driver. So,
yep. I mean, yeah, that's how it works. Like you would. But I'm really excited. But as I was saying, I think we should hit the range a lot earlier. Early in this year, as the courses begin to dry out in end of April, beginning of May, we should go there, and then obviously we'll hit the course. But I think it'll make a difference going there, working on the game, figuring out your distances. I gotta
fix my draw, dude. I have a serious draw on my driver now for some reason, and I don't know how to fix it. So
slice or draw?
No,
it
goes
left or right.
It goes left.
Well, yeah, that's because you shift your feet, and so you open up, and then it pulls it like that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm gonna
both
need
your feet. You somehow you open both feet up, like your feet are supposed to be like this, and you open them both up out this way at the same time, and you lean back, like you pull off it, and so you're kind of hitting it. Like, yeah, you just kind of pull away from it and open up. You open up to the left and pull away from it, and so it just goes up and then snaps down to the left.
It's very close.
It's actually very fixable. It's very fixable. First, you just got to stabilize your feet, which you actually do very well with your irons, but you just don't do that very well with your driver for some reason. Actually, you know what will help that? Golf shoes, one will help that. Like actual golf shoes, you joke, but like
you're saying I'm not supposed to have my Skechers from
exactly, bro. You should go. You can go get a nice like Adidas pair for like $80-$90. Like you don't need anything crazy. I actually did. I busted out the family Christmas gift and asked for a nice pair of golf shoes. So I got the Air Max ones. They look like the Air Max like Nike running shoes. They're gonna be nice and they're black, nice and stylish.
Very nice.
But yeah, they make a difference. But yeah.
All right.
Anyway.
Well, let's I mean we already said we're gonna get into business, so we might as well get into sports at least, and then we'll transition from there because we're over here. I mean, well, we did kind of get into sports eventually. Golf is the start of sports, but you know it's gonna be very interesting. It's gonna be a live reaction of where my March Madness bracket's currently at because I have actually no clue. I stopped keeping track after last episode.
There's not been much. I mean, it ended really on Sunday. It doesn't start again until Thursday.
Do you have an update for us though?
In what sense?
Like of your bracket, like how round 2 went? Because last time we were here, we were
round 2 cooked me, dude.
Yeah,
it banged me.
Buddy, I think yeah, it banged me too. I lost
2 of my Final Four teams.
I mean, I lost who I thought was going to win it all. I lost.
Yeah, I know.
Florida.
I lost the team who had in the finals, Florida.
And Gonzaga, yeah.
And I lost Gonzaga. So we're both equally in a bang spot, but I still have my winner, which is massive. Like you have them going to the finals though, so it doesn't really gain anything from it other than them winning, which is a long, long ways away. But yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Where did you go? 27 in the first
27
round?
out of 32, yeah, in the round 1. I went from about like a 90% like correct percentage to 50%, I think, in the second round. Like it.
How many points do you have? How many points do you have?
I have 47.
I have 45.
Ooh, so it's gonna be close between us at least.
I don't know exactly what we have left. We're not going to compare because that's too boring. But that's super interesting. I have my winner left. We both have 2 of our 4 Final Four teams left. Other than that, I don't know what he has left. He doesn't know what I have left. We'll probably compare off screen. So next episode, you guys will know. But I mean, next episode, we'll have a ton more answers. It'll be Sunday by next episode.
This is true.
But yeah, so it'll be interesting. We have a $20 bet. Just threw a little bit of money on it. We don't really follow college basketball. I'm a Michigan fan, so I knew we were doing well, but I wasn't really even watching us. I just knew we were doing well, reading about it a little bit. So yeah, we'll see.
Now, talking about brackets, we both made our own brackets for the College Hockey League. If you have a chance to make one and join our group, we have a group on what's the site called? I think it's OHCA.
I believe so.
It's like the only thing that you can make a bracket on. It's the only bracket challenge that we could find for college hockey. And our group is called FHP College Hockey. And the password is FHP 2026 all cap. If you'd like to join that, I believe that they're offering $100 Visa gift card for the winner of that overall challenge.
50 and 50 challenge. For second.
But I think this is something that is worth maybe saying our first round picks for before it opens up. So I don't know if you have that pulled up, but the site's uscho.com.
All right, I'm going on it, and we're going to each give our one by one. I know you just listed your games, but we're going to do it one by one here quick. All right, so first game, Michigan versus Bentley, 1 versus 4. So for those of you who don't know how it works, there are 4 groups of 4. 4 groups of 4 teams, each given a seed of 1 to 4.
Am I? Oh, you're right. You're correct. You're correct.
Yes. Each given a seed 1 to 4, 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3. And then there's the two divisions are connected, and then they play on from there. So we're going to start with the games being played in Albany. First, Michigan versus 4th Bentley. I have Michigan. I believe Antonio does as well.
Yep, easy pick.
Yeah, I agree. Give me Michael Hage and them boys. And then we have Minnesota Duluth and Penn State. Minnesota Duluth's 2, Penn is 3. I believe we both have Penn State as well. Give me Gavin McKenna and
Gavin, baby.
The
McKenna show.
Quite simple. Then next we have Western Michigan and Minnesota State, another 1v4. I have Western Michigan.
I have Minnesota. I don't know. Minnesota, dude. They're
Minnesota State.
They got the hockey. Yeah, Minnesota State. They got that hockey.
I know, there's a difference.
Yeah, but Minnesota's not in the bracket, so it doesn't really matter.
I get that, but Minnesota is the Gophers. Minnesota State's not the Gophers.
Okay. That's fine.
Anyway, that is an important distinction. Trust me, it's an important distinction. Next is Denver 2 versus Cornell 3. I have Denver.
I have Cornell.
So double differing there. And we're just going to, honestly, if it's not obvious here, just going to say we're not super well versed in this. We figured we would tune in, have some fun with it. We're planning to learn it much more next year as we learn prospects, start to learn kind of more of the game. Yeah. We're going to learn that.
It's a bit late for us to get
but we're just kind of starting to introduce. Yeah, it was too late to really learn it this year, but we're introducing ourselves to it. Going to plan to learn it moving forward. So in the next tier, North Dakota versus Merrimack. I have Nodak.
I do as well.
And in the next 2-3 is Providence versus Quinnipiac. I have Quinnipiac.
And I got Providence. We're so different, actually. Wow. This is going to be like after round 1, it's going to be glaringly different.
Yeah. And then Michigan State versus Connecticut. I have MSU. I have Porter Martone and Du Bois.
I do as well.
And then Dartmouth versus Wisconsin. I have Dartmouth moving on.
I got Wisconsin, dude.
All right, we are very different. All right. So for those of you following along, we're going back to the top, which is the top of the second round. So Michigan versus Penn State. I have Michigan moving on to the Frozen Four.
I got Penn State, dude. Gavin McKenna, dude.
Michael Hage, bro, give me that squad. They're nasty. Then Western Michigan versus Denver. I have, that's actually my matchup.
Yeah, it's completely different for me. I got Minnesota versus Cornell.
In Western Michigan versus Denver for me, I have Denver. So that leaves me Denver versus Michigan in the Frozen Four from the top half of the bracket.
And I got Minnesota over Cornell. So I got Minnesota versus Penn State.
Actually, I should stop saying verse because it's not technically a word. So sorry, what's your first Frozen Four matchup?
Penn State, Minnesota.
Yeah, mine's Michigan, Denver. So very different. You have Minnesota State, the 4 seed.
Mm-hmm.
You got to start calling them Minnesota State, man. Also, all right. The next second round, I have Nodak versus Quinnipiac.
I got Nodak versus Michigan State.
All right. And moving on, I have Quinnipiac. I have them pulling the upset over North Dakota. Wanted to throw one kind of crazy upset in there, and so had that one.
Dude, I got North Dakota over Penn State for the champ.
Oh, what? We didn't even do the last one.
My bad. I got North Dakota over Michigan State and Penn State over Minnesota State.
All right. Wait, so what is your bottom tier though? I have Michigan State beating Dartmouth to go to the Frozen Four to play Quinnipiac.
I have Michigan State losing to North Dakota. Wait, what?
So you have Michigan State beating Wisconsin, and North Dakota beating Providence, and then you have North Dakota beating Michigan.
Yes. State.
Yes. And I have North Dakota versus Michigan as well. I clicked some stuff. Never mind. I had Quinnipiac. Sorry. I had Quinnipiac over Michigan. Words are hard, dude. I had Quinnipiac beating North Dakota, and then I had Michigan beating Dartmouth. I then had Michigan State beating Quinnipiac, as well as Michigan beating Denver in my 2 Frozen Four matchups, leaving Michigan versus Michigan State, or against Michigan State, in the finals, in which I had, got to rep them boys, Michigan coming out on top to be the college hockey champions this year.
No bias there at all.
Yep.
I already said my bit, so I have North Dakota as the champs. I'm not going to repeat it. You guys can probably go back and find it if you really care to hear.
Yeah, they heard it.
Yeah.
I didn't, but they heard it.
Okay. It's okay. What else is new in the sports world, though? Before we get into
the MLB kicked off this evening. The New York Yankees destroyed the San Francisco Giants. The MLB debuted a different kind of opening day format. They had an opening night that had one game. They typically are more known for, like, it would kick off normally tomorrow would be the opening day, where they'd have a ton of afternoon games. It'd be like a whole day kind of thing. Not this year. They debuted kind of the first game at night. And then I think they're still calling it like opening day tomorrow. But yeah, tons of games on the afternoon. I'm super excited. Got a presentation. Tony and I are going to the gym early, and then after that, I'm going to be parked on the couch watching March Madness and watching MLB opening day. And for those of you Blue Jay fans out there, we kick off on Friday against the Athletics at home. Kevin Gosman, the gas man, is our opening day starter, followed by Cease, and then Ponce, I believe, is the third starter, with Bieber, Andy Savage on the IL to open off the season.
That's good, man.
That's all.
Yeah, I think it's just gonna get, as we get closer to NHL hockey playoffs, it's just gonna get more and more hockey based in the surrounding world. Like, obviously, baseball is just gonna get into the groove of regular season, and we don't really watch too much NBA, but they're gonna get into playoffs as well, and then it's gonna be kind of
that's it really, because like June. Like March wraps up where like all college sports are done. Well,
yeah.
And then golf starts up, but that's like only the occasional weekend. And so it's really, just
and F1's on break too, right? Like,
yeah, because they're supposed to be in Bahrain. They're not there's a race this weekend, I believe.
Okay, they're gonna be on.
They had 2 weeks off. They just like went through the Bahrain break.
Okay.
And so now they're back.
I mean, sports fans are starving, but hockey fans.
But it's basically midweek hockey, baseball, basketball are like the only 3 things on, like pretty much after the next few weeks. And so, we'll be primarily hockey focused, but for now, get to enjoy the plethora of other sports going on.
Yes, sir. And you've been waiting for it for a while now in the episode. Let's get into some NHL action, and what better than the Wildcard Watch. So, I mean, I think this is the most eventful hockey that you can watch right now. Like, out west, the Wild, Avs, and the Stars are all locked in already, basically. I mean, the Pacific's not quite as locked. But then in the East, it's also like, okay, Tampa and Buffalo are unreal,
man. The East is unreal because it's a wildcard race where every team just keeps winning. Like the West is a wildcard race where teams just can't seem to get the win that would just put the stranglehold on it. Till Nashville, really, who's won 5 in a row now, I believe, and just pretty much taking a stranglehold on that second place wildcard spot, leaving really only the Kings kind of in striking distance at this moment in time. But yeah, the East, man, everyone just keeps winning. So like you lose one game and it's a massive, massive difference. And because of that, the Sens have finally cracked back into the playoffs after beating the Rangers on Monday, following it up by beating the Red Wings on Tuesday. They get 2 massive wins, one over a massive division rival who's been in the playoffs pretty much the entire year. But once again, man, the Red Wings continue the free fall. But before I get into that, do you want to mention the Senators without 5 defensemen?
Yeah, that's crazy. Is it
just absurd?
Zub that's
injured. Left? Yeah, and all their other starting defensemen are injured. They call up Yakemchuck.
I mean, as
bring in Jordan Spence, who I think should be playing pretty much every game anyway to begin with, but he hasn't been. But he gets regular playing time now. And if I'm honest, I don't know the rest of their decor.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see what that decor looks like when everybody's back from injury. Because they like
Especially
Yakemchuck's
some of the players that have been
probably
playing. Yeah.
Yakemchuck's probably already made. I mean, I guess they're gonna
No,
still.
I don't think
like,
he's gonna
test him out.
play. I
Really?
think he's one of those black shirts in the playoffs, which is like if they make the playoffs, or I mean they're done. But if they make the playoffs, he's gonna be one of those guys that kind of skates, practices with the team, but doesn't play, but could play if there's enough injuries. That's kind of where I see him. But he's gonna finish the year with the Sens at this point.
Yeah. It's interesting, man. I mean,
but going back to the Red Wings, if the Red Wings continue this free fall and miss the playoffs, is the Yzer playing over? Is it time to fire Steve Yzerman?
I mean, it's hard, dude, because they were looking really good, and then Larkin got hurt, and that kind of just messed everything up for them. Like, lose it. Like for any team, if they lose like a 1 seed, that's really important for your team. Like, you're obviously not going to be the same team. So it's hard.
It just sucked that like it happened in a year. Like if this were basically any other year in the last, there's that 1 year in 2023 where like remember when like the wildcard race is over in like January, like everyone just knew who it was going to be, and everyone had a really good. Those 8 teams had a really high point total, but that was it. Like other than that year, every year in the last 5 years, the Red Wings would have been comfortably in the playoffs right now. And so they're definitely victim to like an extraordinary season, really, for lack of a better word, in the East right now.
Yeah.
But that's at the same time you have to manage that, and I don't think they did enough of the deadline. I don't think they did enough.
They got,
really
like, Bulk was like,
but man, there was such a glaring hole at 2C and really their entire middle six as a whole that I just felt like they did not do enough. Like even O'Reilly, like I get he may not have been available, but like those are the type of guys, like even a Lawton, like I wouldn't have hated a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to know what calls he might have made, right? Like he might have called on those guys.
I know, but like every year, man, he doesn't do anything at the deadline, and then they suck ass right after the deadline.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they were actually decent after the deadline this year. It was just like a week after that, Larkin
got hurt. I know. I mean, that was really the kicker that no one really seems to be giving them credit for, but I do definitely recognize that. I don't know, man. I just think that paired with not doing enough of the deadline, in my opinion, and just continuing to hold these assets for just no reason. Like, I mean, when Tony and I have been doing our prospect rankings the last few days, just kind of beginning to prep for overall rankings that we're going to be doing over the summer, but obviously getting a head start of it on the prospects. And like, man, they have a lot. Like the Red Wings have a lot of them. Like you don't need all the picks. Like I just feel like you could have got more aggressive.
I don't know, man. Maybe he's like thinking of a longer rebuild. Like,
I mean, that's definitely the plan. Like he's planning for, and they have a ton of young guys coming up, and they've started to come up, which is why they're getting better. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell. But I definitely think you consider firing him if you miss this year. The Boston Bruins and New York Islanders are simply playing mid at the moment.
Hey, man.
The Bruins are in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I guess. But like, and for like, I totally get that they're in the first wild card. Like, I get that.
I can.
They're just not playing well enough.
We've been playing just good enough hockey, which is really weird to say because we just beat like the first in the Atlantic Buffalo Sabres in overtime tonight. But we've been playing just good enough.
But you lost to us the night before. Like that's.
I know.
But really.
But I mean, we've been playing good on before that. It's just. It's like none of our wins are convincing. Like you won't see us beat a team like 4-1. Like we haven't had that in recent history. It's always been in overtime. Like the amount of overtime wins on the road, like our first regulation win on the road came like 3 games ago. And that was the first one since January. So like we're just unable to like hold a lead basically. Like look, we were up 2-1 on Buffalo. And in 30 seconds, we go down 3-2. Like, that's just inexcusable for a team that's trying to make the playoffs. Like, you can't be allowing 2 goals in 33 seconds.
Yep. Yeah, I don't disagree with you. But yeah, I think you guys are lucky that the Islanders and Red Wings have been playing equally mid to ass. And that has allowed you to, and you had a good lead to begin with that, like, you're just going to kind of hang on, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
I think that last spot's kind of up for grabs between two teams. I mean, you guys definitely could lose 3 in a row and be right back in that by any means, but I just think the way you're playing, it feels like that last spot's going to be up to the Islanders, Red Wings, and Senators. And also, why do I feel that way? Because I feel like Columbus is pulling out of the race, in my opinion. I think we could be coming back here in a week's time, maybe not by Sunday, but in a week's time, and we could be like, yeah, there's 8 points safe of the playoffs. Like, I think they're pulling comfortably into that 2 seed in the Metro. And I think the Canadians are somewhat starting to do the same. I think they look really, really good. They beat Carolina. They waxed the Islanders.
I mean,
they beat who else they beat? They beat Detroit as well. And I mean, Caufield, Slav, Suzuki, that line's going berserk.
I was going to say Caufield's been just unreal, like just unreal down the stretch.
I just think that the Canadians as well, like, yes, I get you guys, I think are tied or they maybe have a 2-point lead over you. Like, I get it's close, but they have games in hand. They have multiple games in hand, I think, after tonight's game. And they're just playing more convincing hockey. They just win games over big teams more convincingly. They
got 2 games in hand and we're tied in points.
Yeah. And I just feel like I just like what they're doing more recently. They're playing more sustainable hockey. They're playing winnable they're playing more winnable, sustainable hockey.
Yeah, I agree. It's more convincing, honestly.
So I think that I said this last episode too, but I think they're going to start to pull away from this wildcard race. I think they're going to kind of close off the Atlantic Division seeding to really the Bruins, the Sens, and the Red Wings. That's kind of how I feel about things. I mean, obviously, you're in the race. You're going to feel a little differently, but I feel like you can definitely recognize where I'm coming from.
No, of course. Like, I'm not going to delude myself. Like, I don't think we're as honestly, I don't think we're as good of a hockey team as the Canadians. Like, I think for me, the main thing is when Swayman's in net, we are such a different team than we are when Korpisalo's in net. Like, any night Korpisalo's in net, like I have no clue what's going to happen. He's like, at any given point, he can just let in a really bad goal and it's going the other way. But I think this is true for both the Islanders and the Bruins. Like, when the starter's not in net, there's just a very good chance you're going to lose that game.
Yeah.
But when your starter's in, like you could be playing the best team in the league and you have a chance to win.
Because you're mid. I think by overall definition, you're mid. Like, you're a very okay team. You can win games for sure. You can win big games for sure as well.
Yeah, but having
some help, and you're not
having that one player that like can make such a difference, like a Sorokin, like a Swayman, is the reason why we're a playoff team and we're not in the lottery. You know, like
yeah.
Which is not the same for the Canadians because the Canadians don't have that. And
you're just top heavy, really. Like, if you look, the Islanders have like Schaefer, Barzal, Horvat. You guys have Pasta, McAvoy, Geeky, and you have a little more depth scoring than they do for sure. But like, and then you have elite goalies. And so it's like you kind of result in the same build. Like, night in, night out, you're just not going to be consistent enough because you don't have the roster, you don't have the talent that's going to provide a consistent output each game.
Yeah, like I don't think a line of Arvidsson, Middlestad, and Zaka should be your most consistent
expected to be produced as your second line. I don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
But also like you have a third line that I consider above average third line for sure, like Geeky, Minton, who's not
it's
Asimont.
It's currently Reichel with Elias Lindholm and Geeky. It's our third line.
Yeah, like see, that's an above average third line. So like I get it. You're more of a like 2A, 2B kind of situation type thing.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, just okay. And I honestly think you're probably getting waxed in the first round, personally.
I think it depends who we play. Like, I could honestly see us actually. Let's not get into that debate right now. But there's a chance if we play like Buffalo, I could see it. But yeah, moving on. We already kind of talked about the Predators.
Yeah, but okay, I guess just wrapping up the East. Do you think the Flyers have a chance? They sit there with 80 points. The second wild card is 85. You think no chance? They're playing well, man. They're playing well.
They're playing well, but like I just simply think the Sens, Detroit, Boston,
I agree. Like,
they're just too.
I think that'd be insane if they did, but I agree with you.
Yeah,
I'm rooting for it though, and the Predators have started to kind of run away with that wild card spot in the West. The Kings have an outside chance. Why do they have an outside chance? Because they have 18 overtime losses. Like, that is absolutely absurd.
Yeah, I had not seen that. Honestly, I hadn't looked at that.
They have
That's
18
ridiculous.
overtime losses. Yeah.
Yo, learn how to win in overtime, and you're a playoff team right now.
Exactly. You're comfortably a playoff team right now. I don't disagree
Like,
with
if you win 6 of those, you're a playoff team.
Yep. And so the Predators have 77 points right now. The Kings have 74, I believe. And then the St. Louis Blues have 67 points in 69 games. They have 2 or 3 games in hand on the Predators. However, they have the 4th best winning percentage since the Olympic break. Is it crazy to me that I think they have the 2nd best chance to make behind the Kings? Like, of the teams that are currently in the playoffs, I think they have a better chance of making than in both San Jose, Seattle, or Winnipeg.
I mean, I don't know if I agree with you, but I could definitely see it. Like, I think they're definitely playing with a chip on their shoulder. Like, especially,
I just think they're playing like elite hockey,
Well,
bro. I think they have the best winning percent, 2nd best winning percentage in the conference.
look,
since the Olympic break.
Robert Thomas is definitely like, look, like, y'all are doubting me. Like, obviously nobody made
And he
the
got
trade for
healthy
him.
too.
Nobody pulled the trigger on him. He's probably like, fuck you guys. Like, I'm going to show you what I can do. And then you never know, dude. Jordan Binnington, like, we saw what he did down the stretch in 2018-19. Like, he can always bring that form back. We've seen in Olympic play, and we've seen in international play. Like, he could easily bring that back, and there's a chance that they go on a run and win 5 in a row, and then they're sitting in a playoff spot. So, like, I think it's possible. Do I think it's likely? Probably not. But
I don't know,
NHL,
man. I could see it. I just feel like with the game stand that they have, the fact that the conference is weak and they're playing very well, and they're going to get to play that weak conference a lot, I think they can really take advantage. The only downfall is they are in the Central, which means they do have to play those big 3, which will hurt. But I still see it personally.
Yeah, man.
I think, but yeah, we'll see. I'm excited. And yeah, we either next episode or the episode after that, we'll be getting into predicting the final games, getting down to really what we just objectively think will be the final wildcard teams. But yeah, that's for a few episodes from now. And for now, let's get off to a break.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, with some recent NHL news. Rutledge, what do we got?
So first, we had a few big name prospects making their debut. First, Anton Frondell, the 3rd overall pick or 2nd overall? What was it? Who was Schaefer and then who? Was it him?
I think it was Misa first, no?
No, it was Misa 2nd, yeah. And then, so yeah, Anton Frondell, the 3rd overall pick from last year's draft, makes his debut, gets an assist in his debut on Tuesday. Big for him. Probably going to play, if I had to guess, like 8 or 9 games, enough to keep him under the first year burning that ELC.
Yeah.
And also enough to keep him a prospect for those of you who have been just doing prospect rankings. As well, Carter Yakemchuck makes his debut for the Ottawa Senators. This one, again, more of a necessity, as the Senators really needed some defensemen, and they really needed some talented defensemen, and who better than Yakemchuck, who's most talented outside of the NHL.
Unlike Frondell, I wonder if they're probably going to play him.
I was going to say they might have to, because they want to make the playoffs, and that makes more sense to burn the ELC, because they need to. Like, they need him to get in the playoffs. And so I think if they're not healthy, you see him play the remainder of the season. He's a must-add. 1 goal, 1 assist in his first game. He's playing PP. Him and Jordan Spence are kind of split in the both power play times. Like, they kind of were both used in both units. But he's a must-add. He's probably gone on your waiver wire, but if he's still there for some reason, add him right now, especially in like a keeper league too. He's an add that you can keep moving forward. So yeah, I like that. As well, a few other players have signed their ELCs. Caleb Denway, I don't know Herbal. Michael Herbal and Bill Zonin have all signed their ELCs. Some big name prospects there. I don't know if Herbal will not. I don't expect Zonin as well. Denway maybe plays. I don't know though.
I don't know. I feel like that Pittsburgh group is kind of tied up. I feel like they got the guys.
Denway is on Utah.
Sorry. I thought you were saying Zonin.
No, I said Zonin and Herbal won't, but Denway is the only one maybe. But I also could see this just be as like a bookkeeping. He's expected to debut at the start of next year. Just get the contract done. And he can play in the AHL. Something like that. But keep an eye out for that one. I would watch list him for sure. And yeah, as well as a few of the other guys we mentioned, just reminding you guys kind of Yzerman, Atchison, Hagens. He officially signed as well. James Hagens signed with the Boston or the Providence Bruins.
Not an ELT.
He signed an
ATO.
ATO.
Yeah.
An ATO is an AHL trial contract where he's gonna they're gonna see his fit in the pro game and then see does he fit into the big club. I honestly don't mind it. Really, I think it's kind of pretty smart. Really make him earn it. I also think he could probably finish the year there, to be honest.
I think the thing is, like, they don't want to slot him in on the fourth line, and he's a top player. He has to be playing in the top six. They like what they have on that first line right now with Maret, Minton, and Pasta, and they like that second line, who's been one of the best lines plus minus wise in the league. And that third line has also been cooking with Reichel, Lindholm, and Geeky. If I was gonna choose, like, he would fill in for Reichel, but again, you don't want to play him on the third line, so that would have to become the second line, and their second line would have to drop to 3. So I think that's on Sturm saying, like, listen, I like what we're cooking right now.
I think he's a good fit. I don't think he sees the pros this year personally. Yeah. Maybe in the playoffs. But again, it's hard to bring a guy into the playoffs. He's a teenager. Like, it was different when the Leafs did it with Nyes a few years ago, because, like, he was like 20, 21 when he came in and debuted. So he was a little older. Like, Hagens is only 19. Like, that's a lot.
I think they might try him out for like 1 or 2 games.
He might play one. Yeah, he could debut. But yeah. As well, a few other not really a few other. One other, Jacob Bernard-Docker, JBD, extends 2 years, 1.6 with the Red Wings. He's been very solid player for them. They picked him up in the Sabres picked him up in the Cousins trade, did not qualify him as an RFA. Detroit picks him up. He's been a good pit on that bottom pairing for them. He's younger. I don't mind it. They need some young defense, so I don't mind that extension at all. Yeah, Victor Hedman takes a personal leave of absence. No other news than that.
Well, I think this is interesting. I think this is kind of what happens when you have a vet who's, like, been known to be a great player. And I feel like it was because they were low-key thinking of scratching him. And they don't want to, like, have him as a healthy scratch, because that's like a bad look for him, right? So it's like, out of respect, they might have told him to take a leave.
I doubt it. They don't really. The league doesn't really joke around with the, like, leave of absence stuff like that, and I don't think it's anything like that. I think it could be a, like, go get healthy for the rest of the year. We don't need you. Like, it's more important that you're healthy. I think he's really banged up. Like, I think he's very injured. He didn't really get a break for the Olympics. He played right through that. He came back, like, in the outdoor game right before the Olympics, and, like, he's not really been the same. He's been playing third pairing. Like, I think he's hurt. I think they're trying to give him as close to a month. Like, he gets almost a month here. If he doesn't play in the regular season game, like, he'd get a little under a month. And so I think that's more likely than, like, they were going to scratch him per se. Like, I don't think it's that. I think they know he's hurt. They want to get him healthy, and they're just going to give him time, or something's actually up. If that's the case, get well, Victor. But yeah.
Yeah.
The NHL also announced the next global series will be the Carolina Hurricanes and the Seattle Kraken. Interesting choice for sure. And I don't say that really in a positive light. I don't know that those are the two most marketable teams really that you could have been sending. I really think even if you want to send, like, an American team that's kind of a smaller market, why isn't that like a San Jose or an Anaheim, like a team that's way more interesting?
Yeah.
I would now agree. Actually, I get Carolina, actually, because Carolina, I don't know where it is, but Carolina has a lot of Europeans on the team. Like, I don't know where the global series is, bro. Do you know where it is?
Oh, I thought you were saying I don't know where Carolina is.
No, I don't know where the global series is. I don't know where the global series is.
I don't know.
Carolina has a ton of Finns and a ton of, it definitely has. If they've announced teams, they've announced where it is. But they have a ton of Europeans on their team. So part of it is they often send a team that has, like, I remember the Leafs went one year when they did in Sweden.
They're going to
Finland. A ton of Swedes. Yeah, so that makes sense. They have a decent amount of Finns, like,
they got like Aho,
and Kotkaniemi, and they have a few others.
They'll fill the stands.
But yeah, but even so, like, they have a lot of, like, Ehlers is Danish. And like their stars are more European. Svechnikov, obviously Russian. So they will fill out the stands. Seattle, I don't entirely get. I feel that's a very North American roster and a very mid roster.
Yeah, it's weird. Hey, Gavin McKenna to Ivar Stenberg to Seattle confirmed.
Yeah,
they're gonna somehow get 2.
But yeah, and should just see that. Obviously, those are always fun. Next, Paul Maurice. Congratulations to him for playing his 2000th coaching his 2000th NHL game as a head coach. Started off with the Leafs, finishing his career up here in Florida. Congratulations to him, multi-time Cup winner, first ballot Hall of Famer. He's a dog, one of the best coaches in the league.
Yep,
quite that simple.
Agree.
Last but not least on the recent news front, really isn't recent news, but it's a hot take of mine. I think the Carolina Hurricanes very, very, very much could get upset in the first round. I think if they play one of the Ottawa Senators, Montreal Canadiens, Columbus Blue Jackets, or Pittsburgh Penguins. So for those of you keeping track at home, that basically means if they play the Islanders, Bruins, Red Wings, I think they're winning. If they play anyone else in the wild card race, I think they don't match up well against you, bro. And you can't even lie about that. They don't match up well against you.
I mean, we don't match up well against them, but yes, I could see that.
Well, yeah, because they don't match it. You don't, yeah. They're not a good matchup for you. But I think they very much could get upset. I don't necessarily love the team. There's not a lot to trust there. Their goaltending's shaky. Their defense has been banged up and just okay. They don't have forwards that I trust in the most important time of the year can get it done. There's just a lot I don't love about this team. And I really think I like the builds of all 4 of those teams better and think that they could pull off the upset. Obviously, I could very, very easily be wrong here. But just as a little hot take, a little something out there, I think I like this one a lot.
I think I would agree with you on everybody but Ottawa. I like Montreal. I like Columbus. I like Pittsburgh.
And those advanced numbers on Ottawa, and if they can get that decor healthy, I really, really like it.
I don't know. I just don't believe in Ottawa, if I'm going to be honest. I don't believe, I like the team on paper. I like the team, how
listen, I hate
the I don't think they have the culture. No, I don't think they have the culture for it, if I'm honest. I don't know, dude.
I don't think you know that. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think you have enough information to know that. I don't have enough information to know that. I don't think you do either. Have you tuned into this end? Do you really know what their locker room is like?
The experience. The Hurricanes been here, done that. Ottawa, it's to be their first time in the first round. I'm not gonna.
How long do you think? How long do you think? Can't wait for you to see this answer.
I know they played the Leafs.
Just Google when's the last time the Ottawa Senators were in the playoffs.
It's taken me a second here, dude. The dexterity of my fingers is not great. It's last year, isn't it? Okay, 2016-17. I was gonna say 4 years.
It's not.
Why does AI overview say Ottawa Senators last day of the playoffs in 2016-17?
They played the Maple Leafs in the first round last year, Antonio.
Okay, that's what I said. Then why is AI it's lying to me, dude? Look at what this is saying, dude. It lied.
It was last year.
No, fuck. 1 second.
And also, Carolina always chokes in the playoffs too.
Yeah, but in the conference finals, dude, not in the first round.
I don't know. It was a hot take, bro. Obviously, it's it's more likely to be wrong.
And I said I agree with you, just not for Ottawa as a group. I agree on Montreal, Columbus, Pittsburgh.
That's fair. All right, that concludes the recent news for this episode. You got anything else to say?
No, I was just going to defend my honor. That's all.
What else did you have to say? Well,
I was going to say like making the playoffs once is like whatever.
Like fair for sure, but like why doesn't that rule apply to Montreal, who's made it once, or Columbus, who hasn't made it in
Well,
multiple
Montreal made it
years,
to
or
the
Pittsburgh,
finals
who hasn't
with like
made it
some
in
of these
multiple
people on the court been to the finals,
years. 2 of them
playing for the cup. Suzuki,
technically
Deneau,
fucking Deneau actually.
Suzuki,
Technically
Deneau, Caufield,
Caufield. It was those 3.
Josh
I
Anderson.
forgot Deneau was bad.
Josh Anderson. Was
Oh
there.
yeah, and Gallagher too. But like, bro, Deneau, Gallagher, Anderson, those guys are playing for a 4th line. That's their 4th line. Those 3.
That's their veteran core though.
Yeah, but also Deneau left and wasn't even there last year. The majority of their core that contributes to them winning has played in the playoffs once. Columbus has not made it in a hot minute. Neither has Pittsburgh. But obviously Pittsburgh's got Sid. So like, yeah.
And a Evgeny Malkin. And Columbus is just really hot. So I just like them.
All right, bro. W rationale. I agree.
They've been ridiculously hot.
Rationale.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I just have a feeling. Okay, let's move on. The next segment we're going to get into here, ladies and gentlemen, is words. The next segment we're going to get into here, ladies and gentlemen, is league winners. You've seen it in fantasy football, I am sure. Now you have it in fantasy hockey. We're going to give you 3 each. These are guys that are
You got it.
They're either on the waiver wire or they're like bottom end guys that like hopefully you would have picked up as like throw-in pieces or like bottom pieces at the trade deadline.
That's not the explanation I was going to give whatsoever. Actually, these are guys that we think are going to provide you value rest of season. These are guys that we trust as a long-term ad. Most of these guys are on free agency. Looking at them, maybe a few of them have jumped away. Mostly looking at Antonio's list, if I'm honest. But these are guys that are likely available in a good chunk of your leagues. These are guys that we think can provide you what a stream would provide you on a nightly basis rest of season, which is what you want for a roster player. Basically, the only guys you're really looking to roster here are nearly guys that are nearly point per game guys or guys producing at point per game pace right now. And so that's basically what we think these guys can provide you.
Exactly.
You want to go first or me?
Sure, I'll go first. This is the guy that has gotten red hot. I was actually trying to trade for him at the deadline, the fantasy deadline, I should say. It's Alexis Lafrenière. I mean, if you look at his production lately, I don't have his Fantrax pulled up, but he had a 3-point night tonight. And he had a couple nights where he didn't have points, but generally, like in our league, I think he's been averaging over the last week, he's averaged 8 fantasy points per game, which for those of you out there that don't go by our scoring is 5 goals and 3 assists in 4 games. Like he's just been absolutely lighting it up after like, this is a season where he has 50 points in 72 games. And I think he had like 35 at the NHL trade deadline. Like he definitely was not cooking that hard, and he's just kind of really turned it on recently.
Panarin, man, as soon as they traded Panarin, he went up to that first line with Zibanejad, and they've just been off the hook since that happened.
Yeah, he's been looking like that first overall pick that he was back in 2020.
Yeah, first overall pick. Yeah, 2020.
Good. I still got it, guys. Still got it. But yeah, I was a big fan of Alexis Lafrenière. If for some reason you're in a league where you're like an 8-team league or a 10-team league, even maybe he's still on on waivers. Definitely a guy that's worth adding. He's been red hot recently. But yeah, otherwise sit back and watch as he lights up the league. Who's your number one?
Fair. This is why I mentioned that specifically for Antonio's list. I doubt Lafrenière is available, but if he is there, you gotta have him. The first player that I have is Igor Chinakhov, acquired by the Pittsburgh Penguins in December. He has been really, really good. To be quite frank, you can look at it any which way. He's been really good. In his 33 games for the Penguins in total, he has 14 goals, 26 points. In his last 4 games, he has 3 goals, 1 assist. In his last 14 days, he has 7 games, 3 goals, 4 assists. In his last 15 games or last 30 days, he has 6 goals, 8 assists. This guy's producing. He's getting top 6 minutes. He has a wicked shot. There's nothing to dislike about his situation. He was a high pick. Columbus let him go because they were just kind of bum fucking around, to be quite frank with you. This is a great pickup by Dubas. Great pickup. Mentioned it multiple times on the pod. Mentioned it multiple times on Instagram, and he's still like 30% owned on most platforms. Go get him now. This is a league winner. This is a guy that's going to produce point per game for you rest of season. Go get him now. I don't have anything else to say. And it's Antonio Stims there a little bit.
Mike drop Rutledge. No, I was doing it after every point total that you said. I know you weren't looking, but like
I was
visually stimulating while you were audibly stimulating.
I see.
Anyway, so my number 2 guy is a guy we've already talked about here is Carter Yakemchuck. Definitely a guy that you could still add in a lot of leagues that aren't dynasty, like redraft leagues. He's probably still available. Like I know he had a goal in his first game, but definitely still on the
if you're not in a super intense league, he's still there. So go get him.
But they're gonna need him, like we've already talked about it a little bit. They're gonna need him on that decor with all the people out. So he's definitely gonna get the games in, and he's got the offensive upside. Go get him right now.
Well said, Capo. The next guy that I have is Matthias Michelli of the Toronto Maple Leafs. This is a guy, again, I've been pumping his tires a little bit here the last kind of few weeks, last month or so. I'm a big fan of him. He plays on line with Tavares and Nylander, but he's also kind of been playing on this makeshift third line with Joshua and Domi that has actually kind of been working. But he flip-flops around a lot around the lineup, but most importantly, he is an elite playmaker. Like that is an elite skill set that he has. And yes, I use the word elite correctly in this situation. He's that good of a playmaker. And listen, Toronto's not a great team this year, but we got some talent. That includes Nylander and Tavares, who are having great years, and getting to play with them 5-on-5 relatively consistently has helped his point production a lot. He has 4 goals, 7 assists for 11 points in his last 15 games. He has 1 goal, 5 assists in his last 7 games, 3 goals in his last 4 games. That's kind of his last 30, 14, 7 days. So again, not as elite as Chinakhov was, but again, a guy that you can rely on consistently to get you points, primarily assists if you're in a categories league. But he obviously does mix in the goals and he gets a lot of shots. And yeah, he's an offensive guy that they only use in the offensive zone. So every situation he's in, he's trying to score goals. Those are always the kind of guys you like in fantasy. Who is your third and final one, Capo?
I mean, first of all, let me just say my condolences that it looks like the Leafs are not going to re-sign Michelli.
James Myrtle's a nobody, okay, bro? Until one of the big boys approach it, I don't believe it. Mostly because like there's no reason not to qualify him. Like there's literally no reason not to qualify him. It doesn't cost you anything to qualify him.
Fair enough.
And his qualifying offer is like $4 million or something. Like it's not. I would pay him that.
I'm not the GM of the Leafs, dude. You don't need to convince me. My next guy on this list is JJ Moser. This is a guy that definitely is in a lot of leagues available. He is currently playing first pairing for the Lightning, who just had Hedman, like we just talked about, leave on a personal leave of absence. So he is in line for a lot of minutes as that first pairing left defenseman. That makes sense because Hedman's the third pairing left defenseman, but he was playing a lot of minutes. So now that they're going to have to go to a more top heavy with those top 2 guys, Moser's going to see the ice a lot. He already sees the ice a lot. He's top PK. He gets power play minutes every now and then. I'm expecting that to go up now that Hedman's gone. And
he'll get PP2 now.
Yeah. And he's a guy that just plays well all around the ice, if I'm honest. Like he's just not necessarily the biggest points guy, but this guy for more bangos or if you play categories is a guy that is going to get you blocks. He's going to get you hits every night. In our league, he averages around 2.5 right now, which is like I8 for a defenseman. But considering he was averaging like around 2.2, like I know you guys might not understand the scoring, but if you see our scoring, which is linked in our Instagram on Linktree, it'll make a little more sense to you. So like 2.5 points, that's like either an assist in a block or like 3 blocks and like 3 hits ish a game, I think is what that works out to. Does that make around sense?
Yeah.
Ben?
Yeah.
Which is what he's good for. And now that he's going to be getting PP2 and he gets a lot of ice time already on a team that's second in their division and a great Lightning team, like Kucherov's going to help him cook. He's a guy that you can buy low now that has high upside and sees the ice. He's definitely a guy worth rostering as a defenseman if you're weak at the D-core.
Yeah. You can't really buy anyone now. Most sure that is probably done. But another way to say this also is he's a great guy for category leagues because Antonio said he fills up the stat sheet and he's expected to see a production in points moving forward. The final guy that I have is Jordan Spence, the Ottawa Senators. Very similar situation to Yakemchuck, that he's coming in. He's a primary offensive defenseman, and he's playing on a team that desperately needs defensemen. Now, Spence, literally in his career, whenever he gets enough ice time, will produce consistent assists to be very fantasy relevant. He just is horrific defensively and is just kind of okay, just overall as a defenseman. So in real life, does not get a ton of minutes. But given that the Senators are desperate and they need power play defensemen, this is where Spence steps in. And since March 15th, he has recorded a point in 4 of 6 games. He has 5 total assists in that time frame. He's seen a massive ice time jump up from 18 to he saw 26 the last 2 nights. He's seeing about 22 a night. He saw 8 minutes of power play the 2 games ago. He's getting a ton of usage. Yakemchuck being there certainly will hurt the power play production, because I'd expect Spence to be PP2. But as I said, they were flip-flopping between him and Yakemchuck a little bit in the Red Wings game, so he'll get some PP1 time. But more importantly, he's going to see a massive increase in 5-on-5 ice time. He's playing on the top pairing 5-on-5, and that's where he's going to be good enough to get you assists. And so while the Senators stay banged up, he's a must-add defenseman alongside Yakemchuck.
I love it. Do you know what time it is, Benjamin?
I do know what time it is, actually.
It is time for the FHP Panic Room. We're going to keep it brief here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to do one each.
And at this point in the year, these are basically just guys that we're talking more about drop. Obviously, we're going to comment a little bit on Dynasty, but at this point of the year, I know your biggest questions are, can I drop this guy? Can I drop this guy? So that's kind of the aim of this segment. And also, there's just, quite frankly, not enough players who are underproducing right now to really fill out 2 meaningful guys.
I'm going to be honest, dude. My first guy is a guy that you can definitely. Sorry, my only guy. My Panic Room player is definitely a drop. And I would say there's a good chance that he's not fantasy relevant rest of career. His name is Jake DeBrusk. He is the player that has been pretty consistently a 25 goal, 40, 50 point guy throughout his career. And this year he, he's got 33 points in 69 games, which is kind of on pace. But the main thing is that he only has 15 goals. He's not been seeing the goal pace that he has in previous years. Last year, he had 30 goals almost. He had 28 goals, 48 points, 82 games. And 3 years ago, he had 27 goals, 50 points for Boston in 64 games. So he's definitely been a guy that's been fantasy relevant in the past. He's really just a strictly fantasy relevant guy. He's one of those guys that is a points guy only. So when you see the production start to dip, and especially obviously he's been on a bad team in Vancouver this year. I don't know, man. What are you thinking? Do you think he's gonna bounce back from this, or
No.
I'm in a perspective that he's pretty much done. Honestly, when a goal scorer stops scoring goals,
I wouldn't draft him. I wouldn't roster him. I wouldn't add him. Maybe my opinion would maybe change if he gets traded, depending on where that situation is. But so long as he's in Vancouver or on a team where he's in a clear 3rd line role, not drafting him, not touching him, he's done. I have no interest.
He got his start with David Krejci, who was a great playmaker, and he was setting him up a lot. And then for a stint there, he was playing with Bergeron and Pasternak on the first line, and he was really producing. That's where you saw him get 50 points in 64 games. But since coming to Vancouver, he had that one good year, and then this year he's just been awful, man. Worst goal pace in I think his career. Since
that Canucks team is pretty fucking bad, so that's not too surprising if I'm honest. But yeah, I'll give it my next my guy because I don't think you got anything else to say.
No, I'm done on DeBrusk. Yeah.
So-
Actually, let's do wait, sorry. Let's do our rankings first. I'm at a 10 on DeBrusk. What are you at then?
Yeah, I'm at a 10. I'm at 11.
All right.
Get him off your team. All right. The guy that I have for the panic room is Mark Stone. Mark Stone, since the Olympic break, has 2 points. He has 2 assists since the Olympic break. He did miss some time with an injury.
Wait, what? That's cap.
But I have it right in front of me, Antonio.
When was the Olympic break again?
February 27th is the first game he played after the Olympic break.
Okay. I was wrong. Sorry.
And he has 2 assists, which he had against Chicago on March 14th. That is it. Nothing else. His ice time is about the same that it's been, but he's had a few nights a little lower, but like he's also had multiple nights in the 20s.
Dude.
Like he's been really bad. And the whole Golden Knights of a whole have not been really good, to be honest with you.
He's been really bad, man. I was not aware.
Taking those into account, where are your thoughts? I mean, the Golden Knights of a whole have been very mid as of late. But yeah, he's playing on the first line with Eichel and Barbashev.
Weird. Dude, it's so weird though. He has 62 points in 50 games, and like, how are you?
And yet he's been this bad. I know.
I don't understand. I'm actually confused, dude.
You know what I take away from this? I'm not worried about this at all. I brought him on here to say, if you're a Mark Stone owner, will eventually turn around. Like Eichel scoring, Marner scoring, the Barbashev scoring. Like the team is still doing okay. He's a good player. He's still playing.
Dude, he's getting 5 minutes of power play time a night. Like it's not.
That's what I mean, bro. It's gonna turn around. That's what I'm saying. Like this is just an unlucky stretch. It's not been that many games. It's been 8 games. And he's just been unlucky. He was a little banged up. But like when you continue to get that usage, even if you're shit, a puck's going to bounce off your knee and someone's going to pass it to a guy over here and they're going to score and you're going to start getting points. Like even by just playing that much with good players. He's playing 5-on-5 with Eichel. He's playing PP1 with Eichel, Marner, Theodore. Like there's no world he should be this bad. If he's playing this much, they need him to play this much. It's going to turn around. In my opinion. I'm very comfortable with it.
By no means are you ever dropping a guy like Mark Stone. I mean, first of all, the reason that he keeps getting this usage, even though he's been obviously not producing in the points production, is because he's a great player, not only offensively, but especially defensively. He's one of the best defensive wingers in the league.
Yeah.
And so he's going to keep getting this usage. Like he could get no points in the next 4 games and he would still get this usage. So yeah, definitely a guy that like he will produce at some point. I'm not that worried. I would say like it's like a 3, and it's only a 3 because it's been 8 games and he's gotten 2 points.
Yeah, mine's like a 2 or 1. I'm really not worried. Again, brought him up here to say like Mark Stone owners, don't panic, don't drop him.
All right. You know what time it is now after the panic room. For those of you that have been listening to our new process, it is time for what's on. All right.
It's time for what's on your.
Did you not hear me say mine?
No, you put the thing on stage. It was like, wow, what's on your.
All right, Benjamin, what's on your mind? You like me? You like
I
me
got a big
calling
thing on
you
my
by
mind,
your?
I got a big
calling
thing
you
on
by
my
the
mind,
name
actually.
that your girlfriend calls you by. You like that?
Yeah, you know what I also like doing? I told her, give me my money. Let's go back to that Caufield Kaprizov bet we made here at the beginning of the month there, Mr. Antonio Capos himself there, bud. We obviously made a bet when Caufield had plus 1,300. He was 13-1. Kaprizov was what, 20 plus 2,100, something like that. At the time in which we made the bet, Cole Caufield is now right at the heels of Nathan McKinnon. Kaprizov has been a bit banged up, has not really scored, and he's kind of fallen out of the race. Multiple people have passed him. It's pretty clearly Caufield versus McKinnon at this point. I only can say is I wish I bet more money, but again, I say I just have the superior puck knowledge. So you want to put your headphones on and come back to this episode, please? I'd appreciate that.
I'm here. I've been listening, but I'm just not. I'm not hearing. If you know what I mean. I'm like, it's like a divorced couple after years of bickering. Like you can talk and talk and talk, and I'm not hearing any of it.
All right, buddy. Fuck you.
Love you.
Stay mad, ho.
I love you too. But yeah, I mean, objectively, you were just correct. I don't know what I can say. Like, I didn't expect Kaprizov to get one goal in the time that Caufield has like 7. I mean, you've said it before. He's Mr. Saturday night, and there's been a lot of Saturdays since we made that bet, and
he's fucked you on it.
You can say that one more time and let me just turn around. I mean,
whoa, there, dude. It's a little much.
I'm sorry. But yes. You were just.
I don't even really got anything else to say.
I'm happy that we went with you over me on what our choice for the FHP bet was, and let me offer you my hand as a.
You're welcome. I'm your dad.
As a shake of understanding that you are my dad. Yes. Do you know what's been on my mind, though? Do you know what's been on my mind?
What has been on your mind, Antonio?
These 2 brothers from Medicine Hat. Their names are Marcus and Liam Ruck. They're playing in the WHL Medicine Hat. Why have we not heard of them? Do you know why we haven't heard of them? Marcus has put up 108 points in 68 games in the WHL. And his brother, Liam, has put up 104 and 45 goals in the same amount of games. And yet, like,
damn.
I know, like, their draft year is next year, and yet I've heard nothing about
it. Like this upcoming draft.
Like, no, not the McKenna draft, the next one.
The DuPont draft.
They're 08s.
Okay,
and they're twins. Sorry, this makes it even better. They're twins.
That's crazy. That's actually crazy.
And they're pretty identical. I'm not gonna lie.
Daniel and Henrik.
Dude, yes. Like, what I'm saying is, like, the Bruins, like, go get 2, like, get the 8-9 pick in the draft and go draft these guys, dude.
All right, easier said than done.
Bring Brian Burke back, make him our new GM instead of Don Sweeney, get him to trade for the picks, and go get Liam and Marcus.
All right. You know what? Yes, that's a cool story for sure. You know who I want to talk about on that team, though? Bryce Pickford.
All right.
The 3rd round pick of the Montreal Canadiens
I knew
last year, going 81 overall.
I knew you were gonna, like, bring up something that was just gonna be distasteful, dude. I knew you were gonna bring up something that was gonna
Pickford,
be, like, make me want you to, like,
he
actually punch
has
you.
Played. So he's played in the WHL for 5 years now. However, he switched from the Seattle Thunderbirds to the Medicine Hat Tigers in the 2024-25 season. The year before his draft year, he explodes for 20 goals and 47 points in 48 games. That's great. However, Medicine Hat begins to convert him into an elite sniper as a defenseman, an elite sniper, to be quite frank. And he follows that up with a 45 goals, 38 assists for 83 points in 55 games this year. Going absolutely off, is one of the premier defense prospect goal scorers. One of the few, now that Yakemchuck's beginning to play, one of the few, and Preck's been playing, one of the few that is a primary goal scorer defensive prospect, like defenseman prospect. He's got a wicked shot. I just question where he fits on the Habs. I wonder if he maybe becomes a trade piece in a bigger trade for another forward, another middle 6 forward, another top 6 forward. But man, he looks absolutely elite playing alongside those brothers. That Medicine Hat team is disgusting. If only Caden Lidstrom was healthy.
Yeah, and I can't lie, like, you haven't even brought up maybe the most impressive part of that run is that in the playoffs last year when they won the Calder Cup, he had 13 goals and 13.
Oh, I didn't even see the playoff stats there. Oh my gosh, he was nasty.
Like, actually disgusting. Like, Bryce Pickford. Okay, for those of you that were we're wondering why I was so nasty at the start of this segment, like, I love Bryce Pickford. I think he's a great player. I think he's gonna be a great player. I put all $26 of my fab on him in our fantasy league, our dynasty fantasy league, because I was like, I found him. I found the stats. I was like, Ben, this guy's a great player.
I literally had already seen him. Yeah.
This is a great player. He has 83 points, 45 goals in 55 games. He's a great player. We should add him to our dynasty list, or to our prospect list that we're going to share with all of you. and he put $27.
Yep. To date
just
this way
despite
back,
me, he could have put 28. He could have put 29. He put 27 because he knew that was $1 more than
he could spend. So I was just maximizing my efficiency. I've done this with Charlie Stremmel and Igor Surin earlier in the year. I put exactly 27. Now, why does Antonio have such a little fab, you might ask? He blew like 180 of it, 175 of it, essentially, on Isaac Howard after he was dropped. Now, granted, I put like 120. Like I put a ton of fab on him too. Don't get me wrong. Like that when someone dropped him, I was like, I want him. Like he's a very good prospect. But I'm not gonna lie, it's allowed me to get Peter Kochetkov back after I accidentally dropped him. Charlie Stremmel, Igor Stern, and now Bryce Pickford. I would 1,000% trade not getting Isaac Howard to get all those guys because of that situation.
I mean, I got some good things for Isaac Howard. I traded him to the Edmonton Oilers fan in the fantasy league.
You traded him to Ian. No, you traded him to Ian as well as your first for Rasmus
I
Anderson.
thought I put him to send him a zine.
No, he's on Ian's team.
Well, I should have sent him to the Oilers fan, but I still got a good return.
Ian's going to trade him there for Nikishin. That's what's going to happen.
If he gets Nikishin for Isaac Howard, I might have to chop off my ball sack and send it to him.
Oh, that's aggressive.
No,
but for those of you in Dynasty, go get Bryce Pickford.
I would take Bryce Pickford over Isaac Howard every day of the week. If I'm honest.
Oh, so would I, dude. So would I.
I'm still depressed, man, that you got him over me. This is pissing me off.
I'm so excited to have him. I'm really excited about my prospect core in Fantrax. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, what else is on your mind? Because I'm about done with you.
Speaking of Fantrax, I got one more thing on our mind. Now, Fantrax, for those of you wondering, Premier Dynasty format. It's really updated. It's shit, man. I'm a big fan of it. It sucked when we first started using it. I'm not gonna lie. They've cooked. They've updated the draft room. They've updated the fab. They've updated like everything is a normal league now. I'm a really, really big fan of it. So yeah, this is where we have our Dynasty League. This is the primary league that we pay attention to the most. So this is the one that we often reference here on the podcast. So that's what we are referring to when we talk about that, for those of you who are confused. So last question of the pod, Antonio. If you had to give an honest assessment, who's winning the Fantrax League this year? You cannot pick yourself because that's boring and that's not as fun.
Well,
who do you think is winning? And then we can kind of break down the team a little bit, you know?
Yeah. Let me give you guys the lay of the league right now. So right now I'm up 162.5 on the Bedsy show, which is Luke, who's in our league. And I basically, like, I'm not going to say that I've secured the win, but a lot would have to go wrong for me to have to lose this week.
It's too early, bro. There's still two massive nights,
so
and this team is so good.
Let me finish let me do my thing, and then you can do your thing, okay? We can both have opinions.
Okay, fine.
There's 6 teams in the playoffs. Top 2 get a bye. Those top 2 teams are Ben Rutledge and a Gaming, who we've had on the podcast, Agam Sandu. I am playing Luke in the first round.
I went 19-2. Just feel like this needs to be said. I went 19-2. Agam was 14-7.
I started
0-5, shit, boys,
and I went 12-3 for the rest of the season.
12-4.
Okay,
and I still only lost 2 games all year. So,
okay, let me continue. Anyway, I'm up 100-62 over Luke. Luke actually was the 3 seed, I think, overall on the league. Actually, sorry,
4.
No, that was
4.
He was
He's
4.
the 4, but he was the 2 seed for the majority of the year. He lost the last 2 games of the year, choked the 2 seed, fell all the way to the 4 seed. His team's just honestly struggling. But like, if you were to break down the core of his team, it is quite good, especially considering it's a dynasty league. His core being Logan Cooley, Clayton Keller, Matt Boldy, Alex Tuck, Lane Hudson, Connor Bedard, Brock Faber, Jason Robertson, Dylan Cousins.
Okay. Yeah, these are just a bunch of names. Like, people are not going to understand.
Raymond, I know. Yeah, you're right. You're right. All right. His key pieces, he has J-Rob, Boldy, Lane Hudson, Askarov, Bedard. Those are his big boys. So it's a good team.
I think I've luckily low-key just killed him early, if I'm honest. Like, I think I streamed well tonight with Arvidsson and Schneider. and I've killed him early. It looks like the guy that I actually thought was going to win it all, Azim, is down early to Tommy, 88-63.
That's so early, bro.
It is very early. I think he could very well.
You could have an off. You have an off night and a full, like on Thursday or Sunday. Like you have a night where you only have 40 points. Like the thing, Azim and Bezishow's team can put up 80.
Let me change up. Let me change up. This is important. Like this is actually a team that I need to go to. Azim has the best defense core in the league, and it's not close.
Yes.
And for that reason, I think he's going to win the league. I think he'll come back on Tommy, and I think he's going to beat you. I don't think Uggum's going to stand a chance against him, if I'm honest.
Well, Uggum's down dry, so Uggum's severely hindered.
Yeah. So I think Azim
he is extraordinarily mid goalies. Uggum does not have very reliable goalies. Azim is Sorokin too, man. He has really, really good goalies too, and a really good defense core. And then McDavid.
All right. So let me consolidate my thoughts. I think I've already won my week. I think that Azim will come back against Tommy because Tommy is the worst team in the playoffs. I think Uggum has no chance against Azim with a banged up lineup, and with Azim, honestly, he bought well at the deadline. Like he did lose like a lot. Like he lost Levshunov, he lost Buium, he lost.
Those are really being
his first
Victor Eklund.
His first and Victor Eklund. All of those guys went. He picked up Gensel. Like he did a good job at buying at the deadline. And now he's just a very strong team. So I think out of that side of the bracket, he's the winner. And on our side, it's going to be me versus you, which, it's us, so it's anybody's guess, but you do have the historically better team in the season. But I don't know, man. Azim's been playing really well down the stretch, and I think he has your number.
Fair. And Azim's team is really good because I think outside of me, he has the best star power. He has the best like elite combo of players. Part of that being that like Bezishow and Uggum's team are a little younger, so their players aren't that yet. But when my forward core is fully healthy, now granted it won't be because I don't have Matthews, but Rantanen will be back. I have Kyle Connor who's hot again. Scheifele's hot. Crosby's healthy. Kaprizov's healthy. I got Nylander cooking again. I already said Kyle Connor. I got O'Reilly cooking. I got Heischer cooking. And so I just think and I got Dahlin on the defense core, and I really like my goaltenders with Dostal, Shesterkin, Gibson.
I thought we said you couldn't pick yourself.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that like I was responding to your point and like saying when you thought that the team was beating you, I'm not picking myself. I'm just breaking me down. But so I agree with your assessment. I agree with you. I think you've successfully droid armied this shit. Stars fans will get this, where you just essentially put too much quantity on him to handle. You've taken too big of a lead, I think, at this point for him to be able to chip away, because even if you have a midnight tomorrow, he's putting up 50, you're putting up 50, 40 maybe. And even if he has a really good night, it's like 70 best case scenario, and he's only making up half the lead. And 2 of the remaining 3 days, there's like no games. And so I think you're probably going to beat him. I agree with you. I think Azim's going to come back. Tommy's team's just objectively the worst in the playoffs. And I also agree with you. I think Azim's team's going to wax Uggum because I think he's hot. I think you and me is an interesting matchup for sure. I think the limitations on streams helps me. But I think the ability, barring anyone getting hurt, I actually won't really have the ability to stream because there's no one I'm really willing to drop. So you'll have the jump on me. You'll get more games than me. But I would still expect me, assuming Rantanen is healthy, expect me to be able to get ahead of you. But then I agree with you. Azim, knowing you can't pick yourself, Azim would beat me. That team is really good. So we literally had the exact same thing.
I like how you threw in the knowing that Azim can't beat me. I mean, that I can't pick myself. I got Azim. Yeah. Well, the thing is, you knew that I wasn't going to pick you, so it put you in like an impossible situation, basically. Because if we're going to be honest, like, I'm going to be candid here, like
Bezishow
Azim is going to be
Bezishow's
done. Bezishow's done.
I know he's done, but I'm saying he could.
So Luke is done. Let's call him by his actual name. Luke's done. But you versus Azim is going to be a very good matchup that I will tune in for, even if I'm not like obviously I normally tune out once I get eliminated. But
I
will
honestly
tune in
hope
for that.
I hope it's you and then Azim, because like I would sit, like I could call you, be talking to you, and like we would watch the games that our players are playing. Like it would just make it much more intense. Unfortunately, it does carry over into the finals. Like the finals is during finals season, which sucks because next week's going to be elite. If it's you and me in the playoffs next week, oh my God, we're doing nothing at night. We're literally just watching hockey every night.
I agree, 100%.
So honestly, for that, I really hope it's that, because I think that'd be a ton of fun. But yeah, I'm excited. You know, I got baseball starting. Got my 4 leagues in baseball. As I have my 4 hockey leagues wrapping up.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, that's all I got for this episode, boys.
Yeah, man, I think it's been a good one. I've really enjoyed. Thank you all for joining us again. I know we've enjoyed it. I hope you have as well. And if you've
reminder, follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram at Fantasy Hockey Pucks. And as Antonio mentioned, check out the link tree. A ton of FHP and more in there as well. If you want to watch shorter versions of this, you know, you miss an episode here or there, where they come out every Thursday, Monday, every Monday, Thursday. You know, you forget, that's totally okay. Check out FHP_pod on TikTok, or check out Fantasy Hockey Pucks on YouTube. Check out the shorts, the clips, same thing on TikTok, IG Reels. Post all the clips, check them out. Yeah, off to you, Capo.
Yeah, man. Again, thank you all for joining us, and we'll catch you the next time we drop the puck. Have a good one, everybody.